Hey, what's going on, WHO DAT Nation? And welcome to another edition of the State of the Saints podcast, where we talk New Orleans Saints. My name is TJ Jones. Thanks for checking out the podcast. I really do appreciate it. Well, WHO DAT Nation, we are 4 days removed from the NFC Championship game. If you're listening to this podcast, I'm recording it on a Thursday. And Roger Goodell, the NFL Commissioner, has yet to respond to what took place in that championship game. Now, Roger Goodell, this is very, very shocking to me because he always seems to be in the forefront, and he's always seems to be the guy who is not shying away from the camera in a high-profile situation. So I'm just wondering to myself, why wouldn't Roger Goodell say anything about this NFC Championship game? And you know, I thought about it, and I thought about it, and I thought about it some more. And WHO DAT Nation, I have come to the conclusion that Roger Goodell does not give a damn about the New Orleans Saints. He doesn't give a damn about the New Orleans Saints because he doesn't consider New Orleans Saints as a big enough deal. He doesn't consider them to be a big fish. He doesn't consider them to be a market that generates any type of buzz. So Roger Goodell is basically hiding out in his office, and he's not going to say anything, and he is counting on this situation to die. Well, I have a little message for you, Roger Goodell. This isn't going away. This isn't going to go away because we in the WHO DAT Nation are not going to allow it to go away. See, we're not just these fans that basically are just fair weather. We love our team. Good, bad, or indifferent, we love our team, and we're very, very outspoken. And I really believe that Roger Goodell probably is shocked at the fact that New Orleans Saints have been this persistent. From Gail Benson, the owner of the New Orleans Saints, writing a letter to him, talking about the integrity of the league and how, you know, that call questions the integrity of the league. You got people that are entrepreneurs in New Orleans, spending thousands of dollars to put up billboards around the city of Atlanta to express his frustration on the behalf of the WHO DAT Nation about how they felt about that game. You even got the governor of Louisiana writing a letter. You got people that are doing lawsuits against the National Football League because they are very, very frustrated at the fact that the NFL did this and done absolutely nothing about it. No apology, no I'm sorry, none of that. Now, we know that Sean Payton got one, but I think that a public statement is in order. And it's not just me. It's not just a guy who just sits behind a mic and does a podcast. It's the players that are in your league. Players like tight end Benjamin Watson, who wrote an open statement to Commissioner Roger Goodell. And it says, Commissioner Goodell, we all realize that football is an imperfect game, played, coached, and officiated by imperfect people. But what occurred last Sunday in New Orleans, though, was outside of the expected and accepted norm. Your continued silence on this matter is unbecoming of the position you hold, detrimental to the integrity of the game, and disrespectful and dismissive to football fans everywhere, from the locker room to Park Avenue. Accountability is what makes our league great. Lead by example. We are waiting. Yes, we are waiting, Roger Goodell, because right now it just looks like you don't give a damn about teams like the New Orleans Saints, or you don't give a damn about teams like the Kansas City Chiefs, small market teams that you feel like aren't big enough to create any type of buzz. Because you're so focused on teams like the New England Patriots and the New York Giants and the Dallas Cowboys and the Pittsburgh Steelers, those type of franchises, and now your new darling, the Los Angeles Rams. And no, this isn't sour grapes. Trust me when I say that, man. Look, I had some time to process. Yes, I am going to remember that for the rest of my life, like I said in the opening. But it is what it is now. We can't bring it back. We can talk about it all day long, but what happened has happened. What done is done, and there's not going to be a rematch or anything like that. But the fact that Roger Goodell doesn't feel like teams that they are considering as small markets don't have a fan base that is just as passionate as these New England Patriots, Cowboys, and Pittsburgh Steelers fan is a slap in the face. And I, for one, as a fan, as a guy who has watched football my entire life, this isn't just something that I just watch when it comes to New Orleans Saints. I'm a fan of football in general. And when I look at the smugness of the league office, for them to be this damn smug and say, oh, man, they're going to get over it, and that's okay with them, the hell with that. We deserve an apology. We deserve an apology because what the league looks like right now, it looks like the fix is in. It looks like the LA market is a new market that the league is trying to tap into. And basically, they allowed the Rams to be in the Super Bowl so that can generate the buzz in Los Angeles because they know that they have a winning franchise out there. That's what it looks like. Because Roger Goodell hasn't come out and said anything. Once again, I guess we're not a big enough market. But you ever wonder to yourself how Roger Goodell always seems to go out here and adjust rules and change rules to accommodate the bigger fan base? For example, the Cincinnati Bengals went to the playoffs one year, and this when Carson Palmer was really young. Carson Palmer was just getting into the league, and the Cincinnati Bengals were really good. And Carson Palmer threw the football, and a player went at his leg. Carson Palmer tore his ACL in a playoff game, and the Cincinnati Bengals end up losing that game because Carson Palmer was out with an ACL tear. The next year, nothing happened. Year after that, nothing happened. But in week 2 of a football game, Tom Brady goes back to pass and somebody goes at his leg. He tears his ACL. He's out for the season. And all of a sudden, there is a Tom Brady rule. And now today, you cannot go low on a quarterback. You can also say the same thing about the tuck rule. Who was playing in that game? The Oakland Raiders and the New England Patriots. Roger Goodell is very lenient when it comes to disciplinary action for big market teams as well. Do you remember Spygate? Do you remember Deflategate? What happened? Tom Brady only missed 4 games. Spygate, a first-round draft pick, was the only thing that was taken away from him, versus so-called Bountygate, when he suspended Coach Sean Payton for the entire season, Jonathan Velma for 10 games. So you're telling me that a team that's spying on another team, you actually have the proof that these teams actually did this. You got Deflategate. You got proof that this team actually did this. And you have Bountygate. Basically, he said, she said, and you just suspend the coach for an entire year and allow the coach that has been spying and deflating footballs to continue to coach. Now, is that a coincidence? I'll let you decide that. But Roger Goodell, it really does seem like he really caters to these big markets. Roger Goodell, NFL, once again, you ought to be ashamed of your damn self. Now, you may not look at us as much, but we love our team. We're passionate about our team, and we deserve a damn statement. It is right, it is just, and it is long overdue. And if you have a problem with us petitioning, if you have a problem with us writing letters, if you have a problem with us making billboards, well, Roger Goodell, all I have to say to you is kiss our ass. This has been the State of the Saints podcast. Check out the State of the Saints podcast on YouTube. Go to youtube.com, search the State of the Saints podcast. Also, check out the State of the Saints podcast on Twitter. Go to Twitter and follow at SOTS Podcast 8, SOTS Podcast 8, and check out previous episodes on iTunes, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Till next time, all I have to say is, who dat?